I want you to think about this for a second. What does it actually mean for you to feel in control? Not the version you say out loud, but the version you actually live by. Because if we're being honest, a lot of men don't just like control, they need it. They need to feel like they are in charge. They need to feel like things are going their way. They need to feel like nothing is slipping through their hands. And again, on the surface, that doesn't sound like a problem. It sounds like leadership. It sounds like responsibility. But there's a line that most men don't realize they've crossed. There's a difference between being responsible and needing to control everything. And once that line gets crossed, something starts to shift inside a man. Because now it's not just about leading well. Now it's about maintaining control. You start noticing it in small ways first. You get irritated when things don't go how you plan. You struggle when people don't respond the way you expect. You feel tension when situations are outside of your control. And instead of adjusting, you start tightening your grip, trying to manage more, trying to direct more, trying to make everything fit the way you think it should. And what you don't realize is that need for control is starting to shape you, because control has a way of turning into identity. It becomes how you define yourself. I'm the one who handles things. I'm the one who keeps everything together. I'm the one who makes things happen. And again, none of that sounds bad until you realize what comes with it. Because if your identity is built on control, then everything you can't control starts to threaten who you are. Now you can't relax. Now you can't trust. Now you can't let people grow without trying to manage them. And that starts affecting everything. It affects how you lead, because instead of developing people, you start controlling them. It affects your relationships, because instead of creating space for connection, you create pressure. I've been there. People start feeling like they have to meet your expectations just to stay in alignment with you. And eventually, they stop opening up. Not because they don't respect you, but because they don't feel safe being fully themselves around you. And that's where control quietly starts isolating a man. Not in an obvious way, but in a way where everything around him looks structured, but nothing around him feels close. Now here's where it gets real. Most men who struggle with control don't see it as a flaw. They see it as strength. They think, if I don't handle it, who will? If I don't step in, it'll fall apart. And sometimes, yeah, that's true. But over time, it turns into something much deeper. It turns into a belief that everything depends on you. And that belief creates pressure, because now you're carrying more than you were ever meant to carry. Now you're trying to manage outcomes you can't guarantee. You're trying to control people you don't actually control. You're trying to secure things that were never meant to be secured that way. And the weight of that, it builds. You feel it in your mind. You feel it in your relationships. You feel it in the way you respond when things don't go your way. Because when control is your identity, losing control feels like losing yourself. And that's why some men struggle so much when things shift, when a relationship changes, when a plan falls apart, when something unexpected happens. It's not just the situation, it's what that situation represents. It represents the fact that you were never fully in control to begin with. And that's a hard reality for a lot of men to sit with, because we've been taught for most of our lives, for much of our lives, that power means control. But real power looks different. Real power is the ability to lead without controlling everything. It's the ability to guide without forcing outcomes. It's the ability to stay grounded even when things are uncertain. Because at the end of the day, control is limited. You can control your effort. You can control your discipline. You can control your decisions, but you can't control everything. And the sooner a man accepts that, the freer he becomes. Because now he's not trying to carry what was never his to carry. Now he can lead without pressure. Now he can build without fear. Now he can actually be present instead of constantly trying to manage what might happen next. And that's the shift from control to trust, from pressure to peace, from needing to be in charge of everything to becoming the kind of man who can stand strong even when he's not.